Yo, Apex Bobby here, and today we're going to be talking about the 2020 election. Let's get started. So, you may be hearing on the news that President Trump is making lawsuits and they're saying this election is rigged. Iran probably did something, or Russia, or some type of voter fraud. But what really happened is that President Trump lost a fair and contested election. You saw through the thing, through TV, that this took some time. Even with all the mail-in ballots, this was a hard fight. And I think if COVID wasn't one of the bigger issues, I think maybe Democrats couldn't have won this, right? So in today's video, we're going to do an analysis of the 2016 and 2020 election. Why was those swing states so crucial, and how did President-elect Biden was able to win, right? So what's really interesting, right, is if you look at the screen, is from the 2016 to the 2020 election, there was actually some big changes that people aren't really paying attention to. And now that the election is pretty much over, it's important to look at what happened in the past and the future so we can make an informed decision in the next 4 years, right? So as you can see, these states up here, right? You know, the ones up north near the Great Lakes, I find them very interesting because, you know, Toronto and Canada is right above. So these places are very influenced by trade and industry. And, you know, Republicans, they say, conservatives, they're like, we love industry. And then Democrats are pretty much like, yeah, we like industry, but what about renewable resources, right? So it's like, it's a very interesting battleground. So, like, what really everyone was talking about was Pennsylvania right here. Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton by 48.2%, and Hillary Clinton got 47.5%. So the difference is almost roughly about 60,000 votes or so. Now, if you compare that to this right here, you can see that technically Biden did win, but the margins of how he won Pennsylvania is less than 10%. So these people in Pennsylvania, they pretty much almost roughly the less than 10% of what really happened was that the people switched sides. They're like, hey, why not Biden help out? So I find that very interesting because it was a very narrow margin. The thing in Pennsylvania right here is not like, oh, it's 29-30% or some majority like California. Biden narrowly made it. And now if you really think about it, Wisconsin, Michigan, my bad. Wisconsin, Michigan, and Ohio, these three places, these everyone was asking about, plus that with Arizona, I guess. But these three are very impactful, or these two technically. I forget, Michigan has this weird tail. But these two plus Arizona. So now if you look at this one, basically he won. Well, this one doesn't really report Arizona for some reason, but you know, Biden did narrowly win by about 10% on that one too. But as you can see, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, all of these are less than 10%. So Trump really showed them that these places can be narrowly win or narrowly lost by that graphic. And you know, even Florida was pretty much a little bit more for Trump anyways, but he narrowly won that. But Florida people really do like his golf skills, I guess, right? Now, you may be wondering, after listening to all that, what am I gonna do? I'm in Texas. We're red. We love our meat. We're gonna be red forever, right? Or we're California. We love free love. We're blue for the night sky kind of thing, right? The thing is that as humans, as people who have the ability to actually participate in the democratic process, you know, what's happening in Hong Kong is a very sad event, if y'all keeping up on the news about that. But the democratic process is something that we as citizens and people who are in the public have the right to vote for. We have the right of what kind of new roads are coming in, who are our city councilmen, and of course the highest honor of being president. It's important that we make decisions on what we do with our lives, and also make sure that people in our family know what is going on. I was actually very happy that my mom, first time, she voted through everything from the primaries to the general. and that was never an issue. But you can't be run by emotions. You can't be like, ये ट्रम्प का आदमी बहुत सारा का इंसान है, और ओ मुझे ये ट्रम्प का आदमी बहुत अच्छा सा सही बंदा है. Like, you can't really just think that, oh, these are good people, these are bad people. You have to really look at the issues. What are their stances about gun control? What is their stances about immigration? What's their stance on medical marijuana? What's their stances about Afghanistan issue, their Iran policy, climate change? There's so many different issues you need to discuss. If you can't find it out yourself, it's always good to ask people, and also to make sure that people in your family are informed, because the next 4 years is going to be a very interesting time, hopefully for the better than the worse. But there's probably going to be another candidate of the opposing party who's going to have different beliefs than, you know, Joe Biden in his campaign, and maybe even someone who's even more radical right or left. So it's important as people in a society to know what are our rights, and to also vote for people who believe in those rights. If I'm angry that, oh, why is all this fracking going on, and your governor is very loving fracking, of course you're gonna be more upset. But if you have a decision to be like, hey, you know, this one person doesn't like fracking, I don't like fracking, let me go and try to volunteer. I think volunteering, if you have the time, especially if you're really passionate about a candidate, is really gonna help things in the long run. Alright, and that's pretty much it, y'all. I appreciate y'all watching. I'm probably going to be off and on with the videos just because I have a big test coming up and the holiday season's coming up. But hey, you know, leave a comment down below and explain more stuff. What's your thoughts about the 2016-2020 election? Do you think Biden won just because he was Biden, or do you think Trump just trumped himself? I'm not sure. So leave your questions, suggestions down below. Apex out.